Steelers fans, we have a sign of life from Steelers GM Omar Khan here as the Steelers are revising the contract of inside linebacker Cole Holcomb before the start of NFL free agency, saving this team $4 million in cap space just days before NFL free agency begins. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. And every time that the Steelers have breaking news during free agency here, once they sign their quarterback, whoever that's going to be, I expect a move to happen before the start of free agency tampering period on Monday. Make sure you click that subscribe button because we're going to be going live when the Steelers sign their quarterback. And if there's a big enough move, we'll be live for every single move that Omar Khan makes. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now for informative, insightful Steelers content, breaking news content as well, all 100% free right here from us at Steelers Talk. So we'll start with the report here early this morning from Tom Pelissero. It says the Steelers and linebacker Cole Holcomb agreed to a revised contract, clearing $4 million in cap space. Holcomb hasn't played since suffering a dislocated knee back in 2023. So you take a look here at the mullet in the middle, the golden mullet, whatever you want to call him here. Cole Holcomb, he's been missing for the entire 2024 campaign. Now he'll be back heading into 2025. He's 28 years old. He's got some pretty good size at 6'1", 240 pounds. Really good athlete for that size as well, can really move. Like I said, missed that entire 2024 season with a dislocated knee back in 2023 in that Thursday night football game against the Tennessee Titans. It was really an ugly injury. And he's known as a great locker room presence and leader. And the Steelers feel like, at least they feel at least somewhat confident here that he's going to be able to make a full recovery here, and he's going to be a good player for them moving forward. And, my first reaction to the Steelers signing Cole Holcomb is good for Cole, man. Like, this is such a good guy. He's such a good person. He's been through so much, and he wanted to stay here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It looked like Omar Khan and the team approached him, said, we want you here if you'll be willing to take on a revised contract to save us some cap space. And he agreed to take that contract restructure to keep him here in Pittsburgh for another season. And, when healthy, Cole Holcomb is a very well-rounded inside linebacker. He's known as kind of a well-rounded guy that's, he's big enough to be able to defend the run. He's got the speed to go sideline to sideline if need. And he's also really good in pass coverage, specifically in zone coverage, which was something that the Steelers' linebacking core lacked a little bit. I think it got better last year with Patrick Queen coming in, but there were still some lapses with Elandon Roberts in coverage, and Peyton Wilson certainly had his rookie lumps, even though he had a very good overall rookie season. But Cole Holcomb is a very good coverage player, especially in zone, does a really good job reading the eyes of the quarterback, and he pairs that with the athleticism. But it is worth mentioning here that coming off of that knee dislocation, that was a really ugly injury, obviously, that ended not only his 2023 season, but kept him out for an entire other season in 2024. So apparently he's fully healthy. He's going to be able to fully participate in the offseason program for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Omar Khan even said at the Combine that he could have even participated in the playoffs if they would have made it further down the line past the wild card round. So after this move here, the Steelers, with the $4 million that they saved with this move, right now the projected effective cap space number. So effective cap space is how much money they will have to spend on veteran players in free agency or via trade. It's just over $60.5 million. And the Steelers can still have the freedom to make some moves to clear up even more cap space if they want before the start of NFL free agency. So get down there in the comment section right now if you haven't already and grade this restructured deal for Cole Holcomb, saving this team $4 million in cap space while keeping Holcomb in the Steelers locker room. Give me an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F for today's pinned comment. In just a second here, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor at Fanatics before I tell you what this means for other Steelers players such as Elandon Roberts. But make sure you guys go down there in the comments section and give me a grade for the Cole Holcomb restructure. Now let's have a word from our sponsor here at Fanatics, and you guys can keep your ears warm for the rest of the colder months in Pittsburgh or wherever you are currently residing. When you go to chatsports.com/beanie, this is a really stylish beanie in my opinion. And it's on sale from our friends at Fanatics. And the great thing about this, guys, is not only do you get something for yourself, but you also help out our show here at Steelers Talk because Fanatics sends us part of the proceeds of every single purchase that is made when you click our link, chatsports.com/beanie. So we greatly appreciate all of your support. So if you want to support the channel, you want to get a new Steelers hat that's very stylish, you guys can go chatsports.com/beanie to get this hat on sale and in your closet today. So now a big question mark after this move by the Pittsburgh Steelers is what exactly does this mean for Elandon Roberts. Obviously, Roberts has been a full-time starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers at inside linebacker the last 2 seasons, and just last year had 46 tackles. He had 1 sack. He's a really good blitzer, is actually one of the things he's really good at. 5 TFLs, 1 forced fumble, and no fumble recoveries was his stat line last year. The thing that Elandon Roberts is really known as, guys, is he's more of a run defender. He's a thumper. He's definitely a good athlete, and he can get after the quarterback as well, which is one of the reasons why he was such a mainstay in the Steelers' defense these past 2 seasons. But he is a liability in coverage. He's probably one of the worst coverage linebackers that are starters in the National Football League. And I think that, he is certainly somebody that if he's out there on a pass-heavy down, you just don't really trust him either in man or in zone coverage. Not very disciplined in zone coverage, and then he's just not very technically refined in man coverage either when he's matched up against tight ends and other types of receivers. And I think that what this means, and, bringing back Cole Holcomb, and, of course, you got Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson on the roster right now, I think this means that they let Elandon Roberts walk in NFL free agency. Now, I'd be fine if they brought back Roberts, especially for a team-friendly deal, but this team usually goes with a 3-man rotation at this position, inside linebacker. We've seen that the last several seasons. Last year it was Patrick Queen, Elandon Roberts, and Peyton Wilson. And now that they're bringing back Cole Holcomb, who's going to be fully healthy for the start of the 2025 season, certainly looks like this is going to be the rotation for them. Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson assumes a starting role. It'll be interesting to see who their plan is at starting inside linebacker next to Patrick Queen, whether they plan on starting Holcomb and then having Wilson be the rotational guy again, or if they plan on starting Peyton Wilson full-time and making Holcomb the rotational player. This would be my best guess. I think Wilson had a really good first season in the black and gold, and I think he deserves a shot to be a full-time starter in this defense. But Holcomb is kind of a well-rounded rotational inside backer. So if one of these guys gets injured, God forbid, Holcomb can come in and he can absolutely still be a full-time starter. That is, if he is fully healthy and still has the same athleticism he had before his gruesome knee injury. So Elandon Roberts' projected contract, according to Pro Football Focus right now, is a 1-year deal worth $3.25 million. That low price tag is why a lot of Steelers fans, including myself, thought that Roberts was going to be the decision to bring back this year in free agency, but it certainly seems to me, at least right now, guys, that the Steelers have made their decision as to who their third linebacker is going to be in their rotation, and it looks like the answer is Cole Holcomb. So between these two guys, which one would you have rather seen as the third linebacker in this group with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense? Type CH for Cole Holcomb or type ER for Elandon Roberts? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. And do you still think it's possible, or do you still want the Steelers to sign Elandon Roberts in free agency? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Now, a little bit of a heads up here. More moves could be on the way here, guys. The way that things usually work here is that teams come up with a plan, and then they execute that plan, and usually that plan can have multiple steps. So it's very possible that we hear the Pittsburgh Steelers maybe cut Larry Ogunjobi today or restructure a contract. It's very possible that we get more breaking news on the Pittsburgh Steelers later today, so make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Also, Coop and I will be going live later today to preview NFL free agency on Steelers Talk Live this evening. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the start time. Do not be late. It's going to be a great one. We've got my free agency targets and a little bit of a preview for all the players I think the Steelers are going to be targeting in free agency this year. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys on Steelers Talk Live later this evening.